Big up, big up, big up. Good morning, Tuna. Good morning, Salone. There's a reason why I make Leona see Tasmo in complete image, you know? When I can see, say, are well prepared, professionally prepared. And not just take kind of the media for the talk, but I take me talks very serious, you know? Take me talks very serious. And before we start this episode this morning, you know, I sit down in class while I be do my first degree na the University of McKinney, inside McKinney City here. And we get a whole lot of mass comm students there, you know? But after graduation, what see when I don't go study, when I need to apply? When I wait for employment, when I wait for work, or the color jobs, the white collar jobs still. You know, I start something on your own. And this is very sad for we. Because parts of the university we attend, FBC now, etc. now, we get a whole lot of mass comm students here. You know? And by now, information, not power. We not for to sit down and wait for the Europeans them or the Westerners them for pass give we information. Now what they don't tell us, now we listen to and hear and believe and buy. If finally we back go to assess the information there, we get people in each country, now the grounds them, where we will assess the information and disseminate it to our young people them. Now what we want little people to understand how they pass on. Not to what in the white man want you for listen to and believe or pass on. So to me this is very depressing that a whole lot of mass comm students them need to apply themselves. I wonder why make you go study mass communication. If you not get passion for this failure, or if you wait for job, or wait for the men command you, say go yonder, or go yonder. You're not ready for be a future leader yet. Now they put Salon behind. You don't go learn book, but you need to apply yourself. You probably dey big fullback 30 day. You wait for employment. You know? It's very sad. I just want to get that quick out of the way. And when I know say me I prioritize what I do. You know, I know go get me degree for that, you know. Without any job, I create job for myself. Through people and support system. Are they able to function? And as time progress, what the opportunity now come, Tasmo ready. You never tell me, say, what your qualification? Or what do you be to do? Tasmo just ready. You know? I want to know for ready. Big up to that. Big up to that. You know? How they can start this topic this morning, when I for one more aid and force, I make sure say I jog this morning for steady me aid. Because the information they are the aid for correct. The information is there, the aid totally for correct. You know? The aid for their own point. If you mind on their own point, there's a problem. But before I start for disseminate me information, when I know it's on Sunday, I go and pass on some small wisdom. We go take with 5 minutes, then we start with episode properly. This segment today will take we at least 1 hour long. You know? And in within this 1 hour long, or maybe more, we will get maybe 1 or 2 minutes interval for rest the mind. I will take me smoke break. Big up to that, big up to that. How we want to start this session? We now listen carefully. You will want to succeed in this world. You with a dream, not stop for dream. You know, I want to make you listen to this. Now your dreams then go come to reality one day. Never quit your dreams them. First option that they can give you now, and this now quotation stem with wisdom. And I picked this up from a segment on TikTok. And I believe say me own people where they can see them things they are with wisdom they skip up. So I can do an intentional for first and come back to una. Because it's necessary. Good morning, Mr. Abdul Torali. Good morning, Mr. Thomas Bondu. Good morning, Mr. Ben J. Min. To the rest of una, good morning, good morning. Good morning to all my neighboring countries there. Guinea, Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, etc., etc. First and foremost as well, I want to make this a priority. I'm my best buddy, I'm my buddy. When I see eye to eye, it's one of my best buddy. I want to give a shout out to Dumbuya. Mamadi Dumbuya inside Guinea. I'm my best buddy. Mamadi, we need to link up. You do something last month, we are glad for you. But we'll talk. Now, that only one thing the way you do, I'm glad for you. But you're my best man. Fiba me small anyway. Or Fiba will safe anyway. Anyway, the quotations I will go start on this morning. Salary. You go say what in Tasmo mean by salary. Salary, now a drugs. Now a drugs will go help you for forget your dreams, or it will help you for let you quit your dream step. Now in a salary. If you employ, I don't say no work, but get a plan for being independent. Be an entrepreneur. Not be employed and be fixed. Say me till I die, I just want to work for person. You're useless. You don't get a purpose. You depend per salary. And salary go kill your dreams them. It go kill your visions them. All what you want attack, all what you want be, all what you want go after, all they quit because of salary. Remember, Dandy. The second option, time. Una we always they sit down, they wait for the right time. Or when the right time come, I go succeed. When the right time come, I go better. When the right time come, it not go fail me. Well, continue for wait. You go wait till you go on that grave. Continue for wait for time. Make time you young. Go attack. Go facing. What do you want? Go achieve them. But make time you young. Not sit down wait for time. Never sit down wait for time. Now we second one, Dandy. We third one, now 5 at the Guna. 5 or 6 probably. We third one, now family and friends. Family and friends. Not allow your family members them or you party them for know the progress where you make in within your life. Not allow your family members or you party them for know you progress or what you plan for do. Then will affect you. Always keep your mouth set or shut. If it be a secret, if it be a mission, if it be your aims. But the moment you begin to leak what you want to do, so your family members them or your friend, and no will ever come to reality. They go monitor you. They go fetch you, they will put you down. Remember that. So, when it comes to family and friends, never tell them what you aspire to be or what you walk towards to. An obstacle. And that's not reality. If you are in denial, this is not reality. When I continue. Again, you French them. Another one. The fourth one. You go lose 99% of your French them. Where you start for actualize greatness. You go lose 99% of your French them. What prosperity begin carry you way. What better things can begin carry you way. So the moment you begin to lose party them, not discourage, not feel bad, but fortify yourself and continue for push. Because now your prosperity make all the distance you. No one wants you for succeed. They want you for belong the same place who said they. So remember that. Remember that. The fifth one. They got to parents them. 2 variables them now they can give now. We can to parents them. They say one. Forgive your parents them. No matter what they don't do you. Learn for forgive them and move on. Never all on your heart on your mind and become bitter. Forgive your parents them. Also stop for blame your parents them for your failure. Because once you don't become a man or a woman, you don't stand upright, 18, 20, if you don't even start you well, at that moment of time, you don't become an adult. Stop for blame them. Forgive them and stop for blame them. Because when you continue to blame them, you're not going to ever walk towards prosperity. Part of that you parents say, anybody say when you put blame part, it they make you become weak. You're not going to ever walk towards your prosperity. If you blame them, let it be a force to be reckoned with. That this blame will motivate me for push go further. But not going to begin a blame, it's still you fall on, you fall foot. You see, now then one day I make a lucky. No, now you make yourself a lucky. Not so you mama and papa make you a lucky. Now you make yourself a lucky because you play the blame game. You know what? Own up or man up to the wall. Face the wall. Look in the eye. Well, now we continue. The sixth one will be the last wisdom one for this morning. So when you become mature, when you become more mature, now the process of because you don't train yourself or self-discipline, and you don't learn not to take nothing personal. Now that's not maturity. You don't train yourself for being mature. No, see that your parents train you. You don't train yourself for being mature and you learn not to take nothing personal. Nothing that sprints that you heart or your mind. Your spirit is free. Now that's make you mature. But if up till now you keep things in your heart or your mind, you all grudge, you're sinful and you're immature up till now. You're sinful and immature up till now. You know? Now we six one that. You know? And that's our wisdom talk for this morning. With Sunday session. We come to wisdom. Now we come for them for this Niger talk business. You know? But before we sit down for this Niger talk, anyway, Dumbuya, let me give a shout out to Mamadi Dumbuya inside Guinea. Dumbuya can watch me. When I think say Dumbuya they watch me. Dumbuya they watch what in Tasmo they do. Tasmo they inspired Dumbuya. I be listening to me talk, then I inspired Dumbuya last month for act. When I go wake up Dumbuya about so they watching Compy Soja. You know, we they live. July 17th. What did Mamadi Dumbuya do? Well, this information, if fly can meet me, now a kite. If fly can meet me. Well, Mamadi Dumbuya, I want to give you thumbs up. He asked all the Americans them for left Guinea. Then when they promotes this LGBT business inside Guinea, Mamadi Dumbuya no wants Sunday. And I want batty boy business inside Guinea. And I want homosexual business inside Guinea. So not so just Niger, where the Americans or the Westerners they move go. Even inside Guinea, Mamadi Dumbuya don't shift to them. July 17th, now it starts for shift to them. Big up to you, Mamadi Dumbuya. I salute you this morning. I salute you. Big up to that. Anything when it comes to this LGBT business, we don't mix. Now they own disease on the Western. May they keep on. We don't want to now. We don't want to. Well, we continue. This could be a long episode. So now we brace up. And I go pace myself. You know, we'll train carefully while we disseminate this information. So Tasmo also not go burn out. You know, you have to be skillful for able to disseminate info them for at least 1 hour. It can be tiring. Now we start. I want to push first the concept of all the coups them where take place inside Nigeria and inside Nigerian and Nigeria. You know, it end with the AN, the Nigeria what we know, so that they make Nollywood. With the Niger or Nigerian with the EN. So now AN and EN. Two are very similar. They go confuse me. It's very similar. And then two countries they are Nigeria and Niger. Let me say they also don't get the same amount of coups. We're going to elaborate. Now let we start with Nigeria, what we know. With Nollywood. The first coup we then get, we came to active, was January 15, 1966. We need to go small with history. So we're going to start with the head. Why make this day happen? You know? 1966, that be the first coup. And this coup here, it look like it's be a tribal coup. You know? The Igbo, IGBO. Now a tribe inside Nigeria. The Igbo Christians them, that be the Christians them, the Southerners them. Well, when they take over, they make sure say they go assassinate majority of the people over there in the northern or the northern province of Nigeria. So the Southerners them inside 1966, would then be Christian, then create a coup, then take over, and then begin to assassinate the northerners them. Remember that. The second coup would now be another militant with the name IRONSI, with the IRONSI. And not be they part of the conspiracy for go eliminate the northern system. But it end up for lead. You know, it end up for lead. And it bring come about military discipline after the junta they don't misbehave inside Nigeria around 1966. But again, the second coup came about July 29, 1966. A counter coup. Well, this one here, RNC, in regime fall. This IRONSI. You know, one of them be in control after the first coup. In regime fall, the 1st of August. And also, this militant gentleman, if they part of the casualties there, when I know some of the talk of coup, they affect themselves. Now die or leave. Die or leave. What then first can they assassinate majority of the militants in the northern system? What the other coup take place back around 1966? Well, that one they had, then wipe them back out. Then wipe them all out. Majority of them. They make coup no fine. They make coup no fine, no. They will go against themselves. Let me continue. After this casualty, or this man don't depart, so he don't die, Muhammadu Buhari, former Nigerian president, we just don't depart so. Well, it take power. It take power. They install him as the head of state. They install him as the head of state. The third coup, 1975, fourth, 1976, 1983, 1985, 1990, there be attempt another coup 1990, but it not come to reality. Then 1993, another coup again inside Nigeria. And most of them coup they are. It can be attempted or it can come to reality. But now all the coups and this will take place inside Nigeria before we go inside Niger. I hope so now they get that. Now let me go inside Niger. Or Nigerian. Nigerian with the EN, not to AN. Niger. Then first coup, again, 1974. 1974. By Lieutenant Colonel Sidney Kontche. I'm not able to pronounce the last name, but with the Kountche. Kontche. Now say them pronounce it. 1974. This na Niger. Then first coup. Second coup. 1974 again. You know? By Amani. 14 years he ruled. 14 years he ruled. 1974. By Amani. Inside 1996. Another coup again. Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Barry with the BARE. You know, he overthrew the Nigerian president or the Niger president. 1996. Another Lieutenant Colonel. Inside 1999, another Lieutenant Colonel again. You know, he named now Mena Sarah with the MAINASSAR. But he ended up for died, ended up for kill him. Inside 1999. They ended up for kill him through the dissidents or the dissidents them of the country itself. What they talk of now, the dissidents them, people where they are against governance. Example, a rebel, a non-conformist, a opposition, a objector, a protester. All these are a dissident. So this Lieutenant Colonel, it get eliminated by a dissident or insurgent. That's how we put up. 2010, again another coup inside Niger. General Salou Jibo with the DJIBO. 2010, he staged a coup. They succeed. And what happened? A change of the constitution, or he suspend the constitution, and all states bodies them. Now the same thing with current coup leader just don't do. They suspend the constitution and states bodies them. That's about the 2010 coup by Jibo. Now let me continue. After 13 years, another coup back don't start inside Niger. When I not say me already for giving that information, the absolute information, I can correct. We will start out small, but once I sit down, I will make sure say you understand everything about Niger. Now that's the mission this morning. Now let me continue. So inside 2023, another coup don't come into act. Very active. Now let me continue. The president, what they ousted or what they removed, now in name Mr. Mohamed Bazoum with the Bazoum. Bazoum. This man here, he mixed with Arab, not a true African. This man here, he mixed with Arab. An ethnic group, it belongs to the Arabs. Now remember that's not a pointer. It belongs to the Arabs. We question what we get. Now, what are the criminals inside Niger? But let them conflict how they take place. Now, what are they also, they support this war? For let it take place. But we can discuss all this. But one give another warning, or one pass on this info. We started with yesterday. North Korea, the president or the ruler, Mr. Kim, they get interest when it comes to the matter inside Niger. Una go say, why make North Korea for come busybody or get an interest inside Niger? Well, before I continue, I'll put on first me paper. Again, when they talk of uranium still, weapons still of mass destruction. If the American man are going to make gallants or the Europeans are going to make gallants, that's because of their uranium still. For create weapons then for bombard other people them, for kill other people them. Now more empowerment will they give to the Westerners them. Now this make North Korea also the busybody. Because them back don't tire for let them people here, the Westerners them, they can't thief, they can't abstract, for empower themselves, then turn back the weapons them against we, the Asians them, the Chinese them, and the Middle Easterns them. And that's to take place. So people in there against their attributes there. That's how the more they give them weapons them for can conquer we. We need to put a stop to this. Now let me continue. They don't want Tinubu. They say they're not going inside Nigeria. And at the last day. At the last day today, we they give Niger for put them country into order. And as far as what I observed yesterday, Nigeria not they back off. And Niger need to back off. Nigeria or ECOWAS really plan for go inside Niger. They need to stop. Then say they need to make example inside this West African coast. It don't tell when them coup can they take place. No one they make example out of nobody else. So they need to make example out of Niger. Well, are the wrong tendencies to make example? The time they don't go make example, if they don't start and force with Guinea. Or maybe they expect say they go stop the nonsense inside Guinea. But they be able? No. Now what's not happening inside Niger? Now the ECOWAS one go tower. What's not happening inside Niger? Too concrete for it bring about war, but it go bring about war because the Africans are stupid. All ECOWAS is stupid. ECOWAS don't align themselves totally with the Westerners them. And Tinubu, say just can't inside governance. For let stay into governance, it got for comply. You know? That's not a problem. As Muhammad they come out so Tinubu can inside. Now, me what's not I think Muhammad na be a Muslim. Tinubu, I believe, is a Christian. So when I see where the conflicts probably they arise from, and inside Nigeria and Niger, inside them two countries they are the majority na Muslim still. The minority na Christianity or Christian still. I hope so now they understand the conflict. Since 1966 up to now, I hope so now they understand the conflict. But now we continue. So, the U.S., why make them a tower? Because if U.S. not for be tower, maybe Nigeria not for be say, would they send forces there inside Niger? Why make America the tower? Well, since America thinks they're so smart, now we start first with Usai, Afghanistan. You know, now we start with all the Middle Eastern countries there. Oh, they don't go invest. They don't care about all the militant equipment there. But what the Taliban ready for them? They mashed them up. They left all thing inside, you know, Afghanistan. Major loss for the Americans still. Now they don't can invest inside Africa. Now Niger ready for exits them. They feel like the investments don't go for nothing. Because they're not going to create, you know, an airfield whose side they go to move or fly them drones them. And this now a bad thing for Africa. Now a bad thing for we, the West Africans them. For even encourage the Westerners them for can create an airfield inside Niger for them drone activities them. Drone are a fearful thing. They're going to use drone for assassinate with presidents them. Now that he put up small. They're going to use drones them for assassinate any leader, any sign of the world. Now advantage with the Paginian Sue. If we allow them no more for stay inside America, they're not going to fly them drones and take inside Africa for assassinate. They're going to fly them jets them. They're going to spend money for pay for fuel. For, you know, for make sure say they equip them planes there. It costs money. So for minimize cost, they can put an airfield inside Niger with them drones them. So any sign that they need for attack, it will be easy for them. Any president will make nonsense. Now drone no more that they send for go knock you down. I don't know why make ECOWAS or with African leaders they know they think before they sign contract or agreement with saying useless mortar there. Yeah? We not forget to think first. But we don't go sign. But again, not all the military people they sign no. Now the president will never remove right now. Now they agree to the nonsense deals there. And this man is not a African. Now he Arab. He not get any positive interest when it comes to this West African part. For that matter, he go sell we. So to me, now a good thing, Niger act. I totally can there against coup. But some of them coup players don't begin to make sense. I make sure they get the picture clear. I be totally there against coup. But then coup player don't begin to make sense. It don't begin to make sense. Well, now we continue. Then drone operations there inside a new Niger airbase. You know. So the American man and feel like say we don't invest. We don't invest. And part of this investment, maybe other investments indeed. When it comes to education, you know, medical, you know, also the homosexual business. You know, they go and pass some money. So then feel like say they don't pour money. Just like inside Uganda. Where they don't pour money to Museveni say, well, when I fuck off come out. Now ain't one of them so. Now ain't one of them. So they don't want back off again away from Niger. Because they're going to say, what the Africans are, when they invest and they use we, they kick we out. When they invest and they use we, they kick we out. Well, this one, we're not going to take her again. Well, we're not going to take her. We must take her. But now we continue. Now we continue. Now a very strategic place, they go put the airfield or the drone system. First reason why, for spy. For spy. Spy, na information, na a weapon, for know what your enemy they do. You know? At the same thing right now, the Chinese and Nepal do to the American system. But the Americans, they don't like that. They don't like the Chinese man for spy on them. But they like for spy on all man. Now they get the point. You know? Let me continue. Let me continue. So they reinforce, the labor puts pressure. The labor puts pressure. And the one country I go and see for put more pressure on Niger, not China. Who's that China go act and not say the Westerners and nonsense go come to a halt. But so far, it will come to a halt too. Because we say we'll get Russia inside the mix, North Korea inside the mix, Mali inside the mix, Burkina Faso inside the mix against the Westerners them. No problem. And when I know say the Wagners them, then they for kill the Westerners them anyway. Then once the Westerners them blood. You know? Then Wagner's group there, or then Wagner military personnel there. Then number one target what they want, or what they want facing, not the Americans them. Because inside Middle East, certain sites where they protect, where they give them a contract. Well, they don't know say the American man in there, what the American man do? They go drop bomb for the Wagner system. And the Wagners, they don't forget that strategy. That payback they soon to come. But now let me continue. Let me continue. We'll get in there for talk. So far, Niger gets strong ties them with the West. Bobo, can't quick. Now pardon me, like give Bobo small today, do small errands for me. Where you come? You can't stay wait for me now, yeah? I go down my episode by the time they reach. Now pardon me. Wait, can I just wait for me under, yeah? My apologies, my people there. Now let me continue with this topic. Niger gets a great tie with the Westerners still. You know, we can say a bilateral tie per se. You know, and the West rely strongly on Niger for fight against the armed groups there inside this Sahel region. You know, especially when it comes to Boko Haram. Especially Boko Haram. And when I don't say Boko Haram, there's no tigi one inside Nigeria. Boko Haram is not tigi one inside Nigeria. Now this make the Westerners them, no one come out inside Niger. They get Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, etc. Now the battleground. But this battleground here, they don't thief we back. Then we uranium them. Now that's make we need for move them out. You know? That's make we need for move them out. But now let me continue. Niger then coup leader. And then Mr. Abdurrahmani Chahinik. I'm not able to pronounce his last name. But Niger then coup leader Mr. Abdurrahmani. Now in the commander to the presidential guard. The person where they give order for protect the president. Now be this man here. So now be this man here, now intel back in Sojaman say, detain the president. Put her under arrest. Not make him move safe. This guy na Fankaba Motaman. He can't fucking sell you to the Western people here. I say arrest him as put on the list down. The way they arrest is for you, it's different from the arrest war happening inside Guinea. Alpha Conde, what then detain Alpha Conde? Alpha Conde be the smile. Even inside the motorcar, where they be the transporter. Alpha Conde cacking foot to go and smile. They go inside in all society, they go put some back, you know, for arrest, for under house arrest. Alpha Conde and so German still a smile. Me I see him face. Now in facial expression I read. I know say this coup is not serious. They only do this coup here for save Alpha Conde in life. Because Alpha Conde be don't cause all other atrocities there inside Guinea. If Mamadi Doumbouya not be secure Alpha Conde, like Alpha Conde don't go. It don't go long since. You know? But now politics game. And Alpha Conde be don't prepare back for step down. In back we don't sense the danger. Now make Mamadi kind say sorrowful. When I get the point. Now, look where they continue. Look where they continue. Mali, the young coup. It happened the 28th May 2021. Not too long ago. Not too long ago. Mali, the young coup. By Assimi Goita with a Goita. Assimi Goita. Pardon me. And when I know so they talk of Mali or the Mali Empire, this whole West African coast be there under the Mali Empire. So Mali is like the landlord to this West African coast or this West African area. And the landlords them. You know, and then they oversee all the activities on this West African coast. The Mali Empire. Learn about your history, understand your history. So far, Mali back don't take the mandate, sir. They don't put their sovereignty all around this coast. They don't put their sovereignty all around this coast. That means any activity or any, different military personnel will come. Now, any of them country they are, Salon now, Liberia now, Guinea now, Nigeria now, Ghana now, Mali, they watch now. And if Mali not agree, they go act. So I make lay ECOWAS no say, Mali and the landlords them. And not to today start. Even though a young junta, but we need to get respect. Nigeria gets a major landscape as much as Mali. But Mali and the landlords them. Let me continue. 2022, October 6, Burkina Faso then coup again. By Ibrahim Traoré with the Traore, if not so it pronounce them. Burkina Faso. Let me continue. Guinea, 2021, October 1st, Mamadi Doumbouya become the president. Another coup. With Burkina Faso, when I know say the Russia, the Wagner them, then they with them. Now they make Mali, then cack by themselves right now. If NATO challenge or Testilo, not to Mali no more than go face so, then go face the Wagner them in Russia. Because Russia fully they support Mali government or the Malian junta. I want to make them now understand this talk and I make they take me time with the trend carefully. Take me time, we go train carefully. So the Russians then they with Mali. Even North Korea, they with Mali. Guinea, well, say France still, attached to Guinea. Well, now this I go and make Mamadi Doumbouya do for we. Get rid of them France people there, them Franconian people there. You go do we good on this West African coast, Mamadi Doumbouya. It's about hard time for get rid of them Franconian people there. Then two pass smack. Then we wise past them, we strong past them. I don't know why make since Genesis they can't able colonize we. I don't know why you. France, well, France colonize we. But now let me continue. Very, very sad. So Guinea wants you for act. Get rid of France. But France and then be support Mamadi Doumbouya for make sure say in junta business it go inside smoothly. But it's about hard time Mamadi Doumbouya change the card for them. They know say it represents the African race and that's it prioritize and that's can force. But now let me continue. Well, we'll not say Putin and Prigozhin, they get conflict. The Wagner group, the leader, with Russian the leader, there was a conflict. Last month, where the mutiny, Prigozhin they try to march towards the capital inside Russia. Well, what's in make Agladi small? What's in the Westerners they try to do for create confusion among the Wagner's them and the Russian or Putin and Prigozhin. That confusion what they try to create for dismantling two people there. It not work for them. They really want to scatter Putin and Prigozhin. But it not work for them. All man know aware say they want to create confusion. Well, so far, Prigozhin and Putin, they work and they still coordinate. They still work, they still coordinate. It's just there on that yin business no more now. You know? But the whites man them, or the Westerners them, or the Europeans them, their mission where they think say they go scatter into people there, it don't work. And then confusions that they can create inside Africa. What we need for put a stop to. So it not go work. But let me continue. And all the media politics what they don't create against progression and Putin, no work. All the media propaganda, it no work. Still Putin and progression, they mash up. We'll continue. Inside Chad, well, this West African coast, people are vexed. They say, by the African summit, the only junta they invite, now Chad, them president. Why make you not invite all the other junta them? For go for this African summit. But they give red carpet to Chad, them president. The young junta. But now we continue. The young junta they invite them. You know? If Papa Naina be the former president, another leader, another militant, this young junta inside Chad, and Papa Naina be the former president, we don't die. He died inside the battle, inside the Sahel region, by a gunshot wound. We are soldier, they go for go fight. They just not sit down in Kakna office. They put on the armor, he said to go about. Well, now they go die, in Pekin take over. While in Pekin take over, he named Mohammed Dabi. This young boy, he born 1984, a big fan for 1 year. This young boy, he born 1984. Now, in are the presidents right now inside Chad. You know? And he become the president the 20th of April 2021. ECOWAS accepts this boy in tenure. The world accepts this boy in tenure. But all the other gentlemen do not accept the tenure. Corruption. Corruption. Without love, we continue. Without love, we continue. So inside Niger, now, let me begin to hit more points as them. This coup, they ask if it connected by conflicts then, where they among the area. I go make sure you now understand. Another Russian, I make it take me time for disseminate this information. This conflict, they say connected by conflicts also where they around this area. Or the border areas them of Niger. All the countries where they around Niger. They say this coup here, you know, become influenced by the crisis there. March 21st, 2021. When I listen to this, so they say a lot of villagers there, a lot of villagers there, or people them, be killed or murdered inside Niger. Let's tell you now why make the conflicts to go on inside Niger. March 21st, 2021. People them inside this Niger area. The villages them. Armed personnel say go kill them people there. For nothing. One not be they take place so. Conflicts not be there. Bike man them. Or let not say bike man them. Military personnel say sit down per bike. Then go to different villages them and open rapid fire. And kill people them inside Niger. This happened March 21st, 2021. You know? So this grudge be done day. I hope soon they get them. You know, they raid several villages them. Now the southwestern Republic of Niger, the southwestern parts of, and the southwestern Republic of Niger. Now they go create this massacre. Not to the northern part too, but the southern part. The incidents, they're saying, are the most bloodiest violence recorded in the country. You know, this incident are the most bloodiest violence recorded, you know, in this country, Niger. According to the Nigerians, them, or the Niger people, them, about 137 people then died. So far, no armed group not take responsibility for what happened inside 2021. The massacre will happen inside 2021. Usually, one massacre they cannot take place whether than Al-Shabaab, Boko Haram, etc., they will claim, the massacre. They will say, Yanda, we go bombard you. They take the claim. Then insurgents or then terrorist groups say, then let for take claim. Then they deny claim. Past life, no do one. But if not then do one, they will not just say, now we do one. But so far, nobody not just say, now then do one. So the grudge is still there under. Now, let me continue. Niger. Then they face also what we call border attack. People that they come out from different countries, whether not from inside Nigeria now, or Burkina Faso now, or Mali now, or countries around the Sahel region, that they receive, casualties them, border attacks them, fighters them, we're linked to Al-Qaeda and also Islamic State them of Iraq. So Islamic states them such as Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. No, we just send them on Somalia all. No, put it all inside it. Somalia though, all side. All side. So Niger, they really face difficulties though. Because they don't know what's the enemy they come out. They don't know who they're the enemy. And they receive them all bombard. People that they kind of they bombard them. Now this now the conflict inside Niger. I see my sister, Mrs. Yvonne Smith, they laugh. My sister, the talk is serious, but we fit for smile. We fit for smile. We fit for smile. Well, now we continue. Niger again. Also involved the fight against Boko Haram. I don't state that. And what did they say? They said this conflict here, now a non-international armed conflict. Now listen if it makes sense. Now listen to this so if it makes sense. They say now a non-international armed conflict. But if this now be a non-international armed conflict, why make since 2015 we get what we call the MNJTF, the Multi-International Joint Task Force. Then they inside Niger for fight against Boko Haram and other Islamic groups. So if this now be a non-international armed conflict, not involve any international groups, why make una get a multi-international joint task force group where involve the Westerners the Europeans for they inside Niger for security reasons if this not an international process, but then say a non-international armed conflict. But this not an international armed conflict. It is an international armed conflict. So like in big full way at the media. Well, now let me continue. Then French forces they don't present inside Niger since July 2022. The French since July 2022. They really support the government. And the reason they support the government because Nigerian president, not a African, a Arab. I don't tell them, say, it go sell we. It go sell we to the Westerners them. Well, now, let me continue. Now the conflict will surround Niger, some them go say, na a political crisis. Or political leaders them against the army generals them. So civilian versus the generals them. Civilian will affect the generals, even though now we give power to the generals them. Now we make them. Now we put uniform for them. Now we money that we use for buy weapons and for give them for become armed. We're going to affect them. Because now we don't arm them up to the T. The arm pass we. All we tax money, we don't buy all the weapons there, we don't give the military personnel to them. We're going to affect them. Well, now the conflict is in Niger. Political leaders them versus the military, the generals them. Let me continue. Another issue, then people are not able to coexist or co-inhabit together. Then cohabitation or the cohabitation or coexistence among this region here, Niger, people are able to live or harmonize together. We get different race, different tribe, different ethnic, different religion, just different preference system inside Niger. Now a mixed place, a mixture of different people inside Niger. Not so like Salon where we say we all are Sierra Leoneans them, but we get Timni, Mende, Limba, Fula, Kranko, etc. At least we know say we all are African them. We see the similarities. But inside Niger, there's no similarities. They only experience different system inside Niger. Only they experience different system. You know? And then differences there, then they create a conflict. Because what this Arab guy came into power, all the people the way you want to put inside in office, doing in tenure, it will be, you know, forget a background of Arab. A Arab ethnic. You know? Now they go support, now they go push go before. Same thing with the other leaders them. When they came into existence, now the young people then go push go before. And left the other people then for suffer. So always the majority, they succeed the minority. Well, right now inside Niger, the minority don't succeed the majority. Now that's back now the conflict. The minority, one of the Arabs them, don't succeed the majority, the Africans them. We not agree. We not agree. We not agree. So big up to that. Then they create a major conflict. Major conflict. Political experts then from their regions there, what's in their states? They say they armed groups there, and then violent extremist groups there. Now that they increase the influence at this West African coast. Let me repeat this once more. They armed groups there, or they extremist groups there, now that they increase the influence inside this West African coast by a political expert. You know, this Sahel region, then coup d'etat there, the purpose now for destabilize this West African coast. Now that's the Westerners they say, for destabilize this West African coast. Well, or destabilize the government system. Me want tell the Westerners and say, or me want announce this to me Africans and say, then coup player not really to destabilize the governance system. As much as me they understanding coups there, the people that will destabilize the government systems them, now the Europeans and the Westerners them. Because they only focus now for abstract with uranium stem. For abstract with gold or diamond stem. You know? For excavate all them things there. Go back to the countries there. Now you make them come up with this concept. Now they can write some nonsense talk there. How then coup there now for destabilize government. But now they never destabilize with government system. Now they never creates conflict among the government system step. Now they want creates confusion among we. Now this one I need to understand. You know? But now they want blame them on them coups there. The coups there is necessary for get rid of the Western or the Europeans there. The coups there is necessary for stop the exploitations there. We don't tire with the exploitations there. You know, they need for stop. So to me, I be against the coups, but so far, I don't align myself with the coups there. I'm not going to support all, but I dare for some. You know, I want to make them know such as much map. Now let we continue. Mr. Abdurrahman, so far again inside Niger, don't suspend the constitution. Mr. Abdurrahman also don't impose a nationwide curfew. Mr. Abdurrahman also don't suspend all state institutions still. So you are employed by government inside Niger, right now you're not getting any work for do. But just sit down and observe. Now that's not your work. But I know we continue. And what's in the Westerners in the say for creates confusion among we? And at this and they push to the media. How then John Tadea, the power anxious. Now so they want to sell them. Now so they want to destroy them John Tadea the image. All the junta and the power anxious. But me, I don't believe that. Because the man already don't sit down for power. You know, if you don't become a general or whatsoever, it's fine money, bro. You know, you possess power. For that matter, if the president's afraid of now. You know, so I don't think certain people are the power anxious, but they just want, you know, the system to go correct. They want the system to be right. You know? And that's me think. Now that's me believe. But the Westerners, they go tell you, say, all the junta them, they're power anxious. Because they want to create confusion among we all. You know, now that's the want. But we're not going to take on this time. We're not going to take on this time. So, they said the conflict inside Niger, it can be a proxy with a P-R-O-X-Y, a proxy. What's not a proxy? A proxy, like, you know, a substitute. You know? Or possible, you know, in power say, now you didn't second command. Let me just, another option. So then they feel like, so the conflict where they go inside Niger, somebody there where they up top, we don't authorize, then generals they are inside Niger, give them the green light, say, una go ahead. They say somebody there where they up top, we give them one there, the power say, una go ahead. And we all know who that they up top. That's not a secret. We not say Russian and then they up top. You know? We not say Russian and then they up top. So this proxy, Russia don't proxy or the second proxy to Niger, the general system, for do what they do. So we're not going to go against this proximity. Let the Westerners and try now. Let the Europeans and China, let's see what's going to take place inside Niger. Because me, if the army, then give me boots, me combat, me weapon, are they inside Niger? Are they the tiggy one? But I love it continue. And then proxy they are. Me, I just want to say, another definition for me, your personal definition, a proxy now like a puppet. You know, another puppet. Another puppet to the command or the control. You know? But some certain puppets are for the greater good. But we get some puppets now are for the worse. And the one now for the worse, and then we need to tolerate. You know? So, now let me continue. And this now the 5th military coup inside Niger. Now let me continue. I don't tell you I say the presidents are Arab. We don't discuss that. The people them no want the president for lead them. If the people them may accept some president, we all know for they talk about Kuso right now. Because now what's the people they want? Now we give them. Same thing with Salon. What's the people they want? Now we give them. If the people don't want this president, they need to get rid of him. They need to exit him. They say this man here first now a Arab ethnic, also now a foreign origin, also a military circle, not fit for Niger. Because the first kind of people there who not fit for the inside Niger. And they say you're unfit. And like that's the state. It's totally unfit for being the president inside Niger. You know? And a military appointment made along ethnic lines them. All in military appointments them, they make them along ethnic lines them. Remember that. The presence of these foreign troops them inside Niger, another conflict. The people don't want that. Them foreign troops there. We don't need for try exit, come out of Niger. Because we don't want one at this West African coast. What happened? We all go die there. We don't answer. You know? So them foreign troops there, the presence of them foreign troops there. You know, France also did the take uraniums them, etc., etc. The insurgency groups there also around the Sahel region. Then drone operations there, now this Niger state. All that they create the conflict inside Niger. We're not on it too. You know, we're not on it. But almost done. They can't conclude it now. Can't conclude it now. Now, Mali and Niger. Let we see how things go. Well, the junta inside Niger, you know, the Mali, the junta also be don't invite them. They invite her. Assimi invites, the junta from Niger, a few weeks ago, and they get a meeting and discuss. And I believe saying a support system, a great support system, And when I don't forget again, say, Mali, and the land laws them of this West African coast, the Mali Empire. We all live under the Mali Empire, And I don't forget that. Now, my own question now, after today, what's going to happen tomorrow? If ECOWAS make them big fool, because what ECOWAS talk yesterday, when they ready for attack, nobody no going to know. And that's ECOWAS talk yesterday. When they ready for going inside Niger, nobody no going to know. Then we just go attack, full force. Okay. It's like say Tinubu, in time they can't down the power. Muhammad Buhari, attempts a nonsense there. But all the coup that take place inside this West African coast. Tinubu as the kind says so, everyone can go ECOWAS inside Niger. And now sit down and observe and try to understand. And feel like say don't play with so much money, you don't age, and then control. Where Tinubu, the time they can done very soon. Let we see now match go inside Niger. So now the question is, so what's next? African soldier will prepare. African soldier. Now we the white man afraid. They're afraid we all. They're afraid we bad. But we need to make them fear pursue. African soldier, not get one panic. Time for mash up. So dear, let me keep the peace. We hope say conflicts not going to take place inside Niger. We go hope say ECOWAS go train carefully. We go hope say ECOWAS go call all man into a summit and try for talk to people there. Let find the best means possible for let peace exist among we. The people that need for fight are the Westerners them. This one of West Africa, we need for unite for fight against the Westerners or the Europeans them. But we're not going to fight to self. I make yesterday I talk say the number one state we need for study in Nigeria because they don't start saying big fool. Tinubu, we don't start saying a big fool. But I no doubt you. Mamadi Doumbouya are there inside the convoy. It there with Niger. Mamadi Doumbouya there with the Malians them. It there with Burkina Faso. Any South Mamadi Doumbouya there tells me today. Now the boy tells Muslims the servants, aka Bepe call the face of Salon, the face of the people, and the face of the green, white, and blue. Una stay blessed. Mamadi Doumbouya, link up. Tells me to look up to you.